How many of you this Diwali saw the Diwali Barbie? The Diwali Barbie. It was such an important statement of inclusion and representation. For those of us who grew up, you know, with Barbie dolls, we would look at these dolls and they would be very remote from anything that was close to our reality, right? But Anita Dongre created, in the interest of this wider representation, the Diwali Barbie. And Anita Shroff Adajania, I've often told her that she's so elegant herself, but that she could make a lamppost look stylish. Please put your hands together to welcome the divas of design, Anita Dongre and Anaita Shroff Adajania. Thank you. Let's, come on, show them your love. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Can I have a round of applause for the two A's on my stage? Acing it, the A's acing it in every way.
Anita just said backstage, after the Bollywood wives, it's the two boring wives.
No. Come on, girls and boys. You need to show them love because they're feeling they can't follow the Bollywood wives. Yes.
Thank you.
Anita, I want to start with the Diwali Barbie because in my introduction I was just saying, you know, when I was young, my mother didn't want me to play with Barbies because she felt like, A, the body image, the representation, but also it was so remote to anything we knew in our world. And I just love the Diwali Barbie. How did that idea come to you and why was it important to you?
You know, honestly, Mattel approached me about a year ago and I was really excited to finally show India in a different light. Indian fashion has always been shown in a very cliched manner. And I thought it was high time that Indian girls all over the world, because we got some amazing feedback from every country where Indians live, I wanted them to resonate with their culture. And I wanted to make Barbie cool and confident and very now.
And not this only this over-sexualized.
And not that I've ever played with a Barbie as a young girl.
Same.
Never.
Same.
We couldn't afford Barbies.
Correct. That also.
Those are only some rich kids had it from abroad. We didn't. But today, well, it's available everywhere. And it's sold out. It's been very well received.
Yeah, it's fabulous. What did that idea mean to you? Girls, settle down, please. What did that idea mean to you? Like what? Like now that it's out there and it's sold out.
I think it just represents Indian fashion about what Indian fashion is today, which is it's evolved. It's so cool. It's international. It's global. But at the same time, it has an Indian soul. The print was Indian, but the outfit was very contemporary. So for me, it's what's happening in India today, and the world doesn't see India like that.
Yeah, thank you for giving us that representation and that voice, Anaita. I mean, You've dressed the biggest, as is Anita, of course, but you know, you're always styling the biggest, wealthiest, most influential, most stylish people, and you're so stylish yourself. But it begs the question, what is fashion? What is fashion? What does it mean to be fashionable?
I think it's more important to be stylish than fashionable, because I think style talks about you as a person. You know, it's almost like a non-verbal communication of who you are. And also, it doesn't have to be the same every day. It can be different. Like for me as a stylist, I feel some days I want to be sloppy. And that's what I'm saying non-verbally. Today I want to be comfortable. I mean, if you'd seen me half an hour ago, I was sloppy getting off a flight. So I think it also is kind of like the cover to you, like the cover of a book, which before you read or before you speak to someone, you see them and you kind of make a mental note of who they are. And what's lovely is that it's so much about your personality.
Yeah.
And I think it's a silent way of communicating who you are, what mood you're in, maybe even your, you know, your tradition, where you come from, your culture. There's so much relevance. So for me, it's more style than fashion. Fashion is a tool that I use to convey style.
So what does your style say about you, according to you?
According to me?
Yeah.
I think my style says that when I have to get it together, I can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm a mess. But what it says primarily is that comfort is very important to me.
Yeah.
And I have to feel good. I will not be a fashion victim and just wear anything. Like, so sometimes I feel like, you know, like recently at another award function, I wore this crazy red extravaganza. Like a year ago, it wouldn't be me. But today I feel it and I loved it and I felt very special. So it's follow your instinct.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just as a professional, but even personally. Like if you feel like today a color, like I believe in color therapy. You know, like most days I wear black like you are today.
Yeah.
But on some days I want to throw in a color, I want to throw in an animal print, whatever.
Yeah.
Let your expression come from that.
What does your style say about you, Anita?
Barkha, I think style even evolves every decade. At least for me, it's evolved. When I was in my 20s, I dressed very differently because I
How
was a
did you
different
dress?
person then.
How did you dress?
I dressed figure-hugging clothes. I dressed for attention. I wanted to walk into a room and every head had to turn and look at me.
Yeah.
Like crazy
We need
fashion.
these photographs.
We need these
Yeah.
photographs for sure.
Then as you go on, today for me, it's just, I mean, it was always about comfort, but you keep changing as a person, you evolve as a person. Today for me, it's comfortable, loose. Now I like my clothes to talk about my value system. So I usually wear a lot of hand woven like I'm wearing today. So today it's about showing craft, about showing hand woven. It's saying a lot about what I feel, what I'm going through, and how I want to express myself, just like Anita said. And at a certain age and days when I put on weight, I want something loose and comfortable. The
Yeah.
days I'll lose a couple of kilos, I'll wear something with a waist belt.
Yeah.
Like for what I'm wearing today, usually I wear it belted up. Today I was feeling a little bloated, so I left it loose. But I'm comfortable in it.
Isn't it all in the end about confidence and comfort? Like if you ask me, I mean, I'm not fashionable by any measure, but I'm confident and I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
And
you
I
have to feel great
have
with
to
whatever
feel
you
it.
wear. You have to feel you can own
Makes
the
you feel
world
better.
today.
Huh? Sorry?
It should make you feel better
Yeah.
than when
Correct.
you woke up.
Correct.
And I think also, you know, more importantly, it's also about supporting talent. I
Yeah.
mean, for me as a stylist, it's very important that I wear younger brands, established brands, mix it up for people to be inspired and understand what people are doing, even whether it's accessories.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, wear the same thing. It's also very important, like Anita said, to give a nod to tradition in terms of handlooms and our beautiful weaves. But again, it can be shown in an extremely contemporary way. So I think it's everything that we do is hoping for the industry to grow and for people to feel better.
And the last is what I want to pick
Yeah.
up, because in the age of social media, there's a kind of standardized idea of what good looks are and what is fashionable. And how does one retain individualism when you're so influencer and image driven? You use the phrase fashion victim. How do you not be a fashion victim? I mean, you know, there are young girls in this audience and their idea of what is a good look comes from what social media and the big stars are wearing. And then, you know, down the chain, yes, it's great that people are able to access it. But how do you not be a fashion victim? Like, what are the politics of your sort of gaze on fashion, Anita?
I think it's about, like we've just been saying, finding your own style.
Yeah.
And that style has to be unique, that has to be you, that has to be personal. It's about not imitating anybody. It's about what you feel. You should feel empowered in the morning to do whatever, whether it's a job you're going for, whether you're going to college. You should just feel wonderful in what you wear. It's more about being you than about aping anybody else. It's so easy to ape anyone else and look like a clone of someone else.
Yeah.
But I would always say, do something that's you, whatever little it is. It could be just an, you know, ordinary white shirt you wear with trousers, but then make something about you in that. The jewelry you wear, just choose everything mindfully and carefully. Look at it and say, is this really me? Do I want to own this forever? When you buy jewelry, do I really want this to be part of my life for a long time? So it's about a lot about, you know, having things in your wardrobe for a very long time, buying quality. Anything
I mean,
more to
today
add?
everybody says sustainable fashion. And it's almost become fashionable to say sustainable fashion.
Oh yes, it's
Yeah?
so fashionable to say it
But there's a
without
lot of
understanding a
greenwashing.
word of
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean?
Well, you know, we don't have a standardization yet, right?
Well, I think sustainable fashion is anything that is not harmful to the planet,
But there's no
something that's biodegradable, something, and sustainable fashion can also mean fashion that is great quality that you wear for a very long time. But I think biodegradable, fibers that are used which don't harm the planet, anything that's made sustainably and manufactured sustainably is for me sustainable fashion.
Anaita?
But what I'm saying is that there is no way to know whether what people are saying is true or not. There's a lot of greenwashing.
True.
But I mean, coming back to your earlier point, because I think it's very important, a lot of the times we hold back on what we think suits us.
Yeah.
And I feel like I urge people, especially young people, to try. Like if you're feeling something, try it. It doesn't matter. And again, it doesn't have to be a big buy or whatever. We are so lucky to have our darzis on every corner.
I know.
Get it made. I did that in college. You know, I always wanted these in-cut halters which were never available. My tailor made them in red and white checks. It was in fact tablecloth material.
Yeah.
But I just felt super cool and I felt like I was very Italian chic or whatever at that time. So try different things. And you know, with time, you will find what works for you. You will find things that you're attracted to and things that are just not for you.
Tell us about your journeys. Did you always know, Anita, that you wanted to be in design or fashion?
Yeah, I knew at 15.
At 15. So what was that precise memory or that moment?
That I wanted to learn fashion design. And
like what did you see or what did you read or like,
I don't know, but I just knew.
Yeah.
It was something that I knew, and I went looking for a design school and found one at 16 and joined design school at 17. I was just lucky, not very...
So you were just that focused, like you always
very focused, yeah, very focused.
And was there anyone you were influenced by?
I really don't know. So many things influence you.
We
Probably
didn't
my
always have
trips.
access to that whole array when we were younger of the great designers of the world.
I would like to say my trips to Jaipur. I come from Jaipur, born, brought up in Bandra, but spent 3 months every vacation in Rajasthan. Maybe Rajasthan inspired me. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know at 15?
I think I knew earlier, to be honest.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know I wanted to be a stylist because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
So I thought I would be a designer.
Yeah.
And it was like designer or hairdresser, both. I was toying with both. But I knew that I had a intense passion for fashion and editorial stuff. So I was very fortunate. My father worked with Air India and would bring me Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. Exactly.
Yes.
So it was like my life was like, the chocolates were fabulous, but the magazines were the real gold.
Oh, Anita, I used to go to the Radhiwala to buy the Vogue.
Yeah, I did that too. But so this was it. And I would like, for some reason, like tear out pages and buy those, you know, cardboard folders and make, I had no idea why I was doing it. Now when I look back, I'm like, clearly I was trying to make a system for my future career. Because I still do mood boarding and I still do the same thing. And finally when I thought, oh, okay, I have to be a designer because there's no other way, but I never thought I had the talent for it.
Why?
I still don't think I do.
Come on now, stop it.
I don't.
Oh, come on.
Genuinely.
Anita.
Design is a craft that's so elevated compared to what I do. I put people's great work together. That's easy.
But that's
they
also
have to create it first.
Yeah, but that's also a sense of design.
No, absolutely.
Right?
But what I'm saying is, I'm the first one to agree that designing is not my forte. So I was very lucky that when I wanted to go to design school, my mom was like, you should be a graduate. Now these words meant nothing to me. So I'm like, theek hai. And she gave me a 5-year holiday, which I loved because by being in college, it only meant I partied and you know, met some of the best people ever and had fun. And then styling happened by accident. You know, I heard about Elle coming to India and I was like, I need to be a part of it. I don't know what I'll do, but I just want to be there. And that's how it started.
What has been the toughest part of getting to the pedestals that you today stand on? It couldn't have been easy. And yes, don't be modest. I think you have to own your success, Anita. I'll start with you. Has it been tough to get to this point? What have been the challenges along the way?
I think it's been very, very tough. There have been huge challenges. There
Like?
are challenges even today.
Like?
To you, I may seem very successful, but I know the challenges I will face tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
For example?
Challenges just don't stop. It takes a lot to run a fashion business, Barkha. It's challenging. There are loads of challenges
Is
you're
it more
managing.
challenging for a woman?
No, I don't think so. Today I wouldn't think that, and nor did I think when I started out. In fact, I always use that to my advantage. I was never taken seriously because I was a woman. I loved that.
But you know, sometimes women-led businesses, it depends on the business. They don't get capital, they don't get investment. So, I mean, men-led businesses, the data shows you, get more investors.
Yes, it does, but when I started out so many years ago, I wasn't taken seriously, and that I used to my advantage because no one really knew how serious I was, and that worked to my advantage. But today, there have been challenges, and I think there will always be challenges running a business.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people, you're dealing with so much of manpower, you're dealing with something that keeps fluctuating. I have to go in and create every day. It's not a standard product I'm making.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of challenges that one faces.
Anita?
I don't think I faced any serious challenges. I think it
Yeah.
was just the breakthrough from editorial to commercial that was difficult. And now sometimes like in the wedding market, they still don't understand what we're doing because they're like, I have my clothes now, what will you do? I'm like, dude, that's just, it's like
Yeah.
saying I have ice in my drink. What about the rest, you know?
Yeah.
But having said that, I feel the challenge or the change for me was from being a complete behind the scenes person to now allowing myself to be seen.
I mean,
and,
you're
and
a
I enjoy it.
You're both personas.
No, I don't know. It's just a natural flow of how things went. I think the lockdown made that possible.
Yeah.
Because people were like, oh, we can't see you. We need a video or whatever.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're like, oh, I'm enjoying this. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know,
So in the end, I want to ask you, is there something that you thought was fashionable that you today think is ugh?
Oh, so many things.
Like?
All the time.
Like?
I'm just
It's a
blank.
long list.
No, she said so many
She
things.
said, but I...
So many
Anita?
things just go out.
Like
and
things
you
that you
are
would never wear today.
I would never ever wear polyester leggings ever.
Polyester leggings.
Ever.
Okay, fair enough. Anita?
You know, I used to say I'll never wear
Or
acid
workwear.
wash again, but I did.
You did?
So I'm not a good person here.
And you had another example?
Polyester workout wear. Anything with polyester in it.
So
I can't
basically,
touch
you don't
it.
like synthetics. You've,
No, absolutely no. But
but
one wore it
nobody
at
likes
one time.
synthetics, but they're allowed into so many things now, right?
They
not-
shouldn't. They shouldn't be sold.
They shouldn't be sold. That's a big statement, and I think we can all agree with that. Anybody here who struggles, I have time for one question. A young girl who's interested in design or a young boy who's interested in design, fashion, or do you struggle with your own look? I'm going to call our photographer up here. Aranya, come up. Come up, come up, come up, come up. And because it's just an interesting conversation. What does fashion mean? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 21 and huge fan of both of your work. Thank you. So I guess if I had to ask a question, it would be, you know, Indian fashion is now kind of coming center stage in like the Western world as well. Like you styled events like the Met Gala and, you know, this big wedding where all these celebrities from around the world have come. So do you feel like you are kind of pressured or feel the need to shift how you style or how you design to cater to a Western audience? Like how do you like incorporate Indian culture in that way?
That's a really interesting question, actually,
Yeah.
because again, it comes back to sort of this image-driven world that we live in, which has brought us all, like it makes the world feel like a very small place, but there's the danger of everybody looking the same.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aranya. Please respond.
So for me, based on all the examples she mentioned, I feel no pressure to do that. In fact, I think it's the reverse. I think we are setting the bar for the West to copy us, if at all, or be inspired by us.
Yeah.
I don't at any point feel that I have to do what's appealing to anyone but myself and my client. And you know, the thing is, like styling is quite a lonely business because you have a dream, you do it, and then you're going to be judged.
Yeah.
I mean, as you rightly said, social media is now
Yeah,
our
yeah,
critics,
yeah.
which is fine. I love that that's made it also democratic.
Yeah.
But it's still a bit of pressure. So you hope that what the look you dreamt of and you went to a designer and said, make this and, you know, add this and whatever is actually appreciated. So yeah, I feel we are setting the bar and
Do you agree, or do you feel there is that
I
pressure?
agree, Barkha. Indian fashion is going to take over the world. I have a store in New York. I just opened a store in Dubai. My second store in Dubai yesterday.
second store.
So we are all set to take the world. The next one is opening in LA in March. So we're
You know, I just couldn't help thinking. I looked towards the audience and we were talking about how fashion is about what makes you confident and comfortable. And I spotted two of our previous speakers, Colonel Preeti Kanwar and Major Bhumika. Can I ask you to stand up? Because I think these are two very fashionable women.
Extremely, we were chatting
I mean,
backstage.
just amazing, right? Can we have a
Yeah.
round of applause for our very fashionable soldiers? I mean, they're just so at ease.
So fashionable and fit. See, they're one up on us always.
They always
Yeah.
run up on us. It's just fab. Sorry.
Thank you for your
I
service.
just couldn't resist that. Okay, can I ask you to stand up and can we have our awards ready? I want to honor both Anita and Anaita for being the divas of design, as I call them. But before we let you go, and I call our next set of guests who are going to honor you, one thing you would tell your 16-year-old self today.
dream big.
Dream
It can
big.
come true. It'll all come true. Work hard, dream big.
You know,
Mic,
just today I said these exact words. Outside, actually. I just said
Really?
that outside.
How lovely.
Dream big, but work hard.
Dream
And-
big,
yeah,
but work
I
hard.
just said the same thing. And also, don't keep looking at your phones, guys. There's life out there.
This is very
Yeah,
important.
just be observant.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just live more fully. Now, these are our divas of design, and to honor them with the Her Award, Hope, Empower, Rise, I'm going to call another 3 incredible women on stage, our next set of speakers, in a panel we called On Her Own Terms. They come from different walks of life, but that's the whole point of this festival, that we have this intersection of all kinds. Everybody from artists to soldiers to designers to I don't know, lawyers. So please, can we put our hands together to welcome Nisaba Godrej? Is she backstage? Vinita Bali and Sonali Bendre. Can we have them on stage, please? And I think we're still waiting for them. Are we waiting for them? Are we waiting for them? Could we? Okay, I'm going to announce them again. Ah, there's Nisaba. And Nisaba, hello. Hi. Can we ask you to do the honors?
I'm very worried because I think I'm wearing a polyester shirt. I don't know how I got called out to give this award, but congratulations. Okay.
Because she was just very stern about no polyester.
Yeah, I know, they just caught me and said you have to give this award.
Okay, can we have the awards out, please? Come. Yeah. And that's Anita's. And this is Anita's. Despite the polyester, you're favorite.
Barkha, let me correct that, guys. I meant polyester exercise clothing. Outer clothing is...
We're just joking. Okay, they all want a photograph. Please come. Can we have a big round of applause for Anita Dongre Anaita Shroff, and also welcoming the amazing Nisaba Godrej to our stage. Come on, a bigger round of applause. Thank